Hey guys, welcome back. A little bit of an extended break there. All right. Good to see you again. Phoenix Toenails. Hey, buddy. Big Jeff Epstein. Love you, Pookie. Love you, too. W. James looking good. What's up, Churus? Welcome back, buddy. Our Pookie out there in New Zealand. Lord Fisher, could you please get SP205 on the Tron, James? Fisher, you know what? For you, of course. And thank you very much for $4.99 super chat. The Steen? We got some Epstein in the chat going on here. SCP-205. I'm going to assume that's a kick-ass jet. SCP-205. What am I looking for here? Jets? Nothing's coming up, actually. This is the first time. What am I supposed to be looking at? SCP, some shows come up, some games come up. Fisher, talk me through it. Am I looking for a jet here? All right, this is what comes up first. Is this what you wanted to see? Letting it hang with James After Dark. Let's go. Hey guys, welcome back, James C Live. I'm your host, James, of course. When is Gooners Got Talent? That's a good question. I teased that last night. It's a pair of lights, says Lord Fisher. Okay. Well, here they are. Thank you for your dono again. Why do you want to see a pair of lights on the Goonatron? Lexi, welcome back. Yeah. Gooners Got Talent coming up. I'll have an announcement for that this week. GGT3. That's our call-in show. You can win $50 and hang out and have a good time. I'm looking forward to kicking that off soon. We'll be doing some more talent shows in here from time to time, more giveaways. Thank you. Moto says, thought the stream ended. Got bait and switched? We're gaming the algorithm, or attempting to. Antarctica says, putting Roblox in the Goonatron no 18 plus sign. James might be in the files. It does look like Roblox, doesn't it? It's not Roblox dating. Can I join? Of course you can join, Lexi. Everyone can. Jocelyn says, I like the fact how everyone on the internet is going crazy over Epstein emails, but the real hardcore emails were that Hillary Clinton's back in 2017. Whoa! Holy based! Somebody calling out Hillary. I love that. We got the Killer Instinct soundtrack in the background, guys, in case you're wondering what that sound is. The Clintons. Lord Fisher did nothing wrong. It's a deep cut. Chet can't comprehend, but it is goonable if you know you know. I'd like you to know that the brakes in my motor vehicle are functioning just fine. In before the Clintons do something about that. Trans Enjoyer, what's our profile picture actually from? That would be me, our profile picture. So that was me screaming about something on Newegg Live about probably 4 years ago is where that PFP comes from. My PFP on this channel. Benjamin Lee, what was I showing? I had the, it was the Tautronics air purifier. I was selling this product. I forget what I was hollering about. I used to lose my mind from time to time on there. Strawberry says, Marissa Tomei on the Respectatron. Marissa Tomei, circa which film? Are we talking My Cousin Vinny? Are we talking The Wrestler? Are we talking, wasn't she in Aunt May and Spider-Man? Jeremy, this guy supports ICE. Let's go ICE. Jamie Gammer, and thank God James kept up those hairy arms. They are pretty hairy. Taxi says, do you like Huey Lewis and the Blues? It's Huey Lewis and the News. And yes, I am Timu Patrick Bateman. John says, Ice Ice Baby. That's right, I assumed you meant, yeah. Vanilla Ice. Benjamin says, regular or goofy? Regular. You ride goofy? Snowboard or skateboard? Benjamin. Tidy says, yuck, this dude is back. I am. All right, let's kill that Killer Instinct music. That's one of my favorite opening songs, my favorite theme songs in all of gaming. That was Killer Instinct, which, in case you guys don't know it, it was a fighting game that came out in the late 90s. And it was okay. It wasn't the best game. But again, I just love that song. Raven says, every country has immigration laws. I don't get why it's a big deal when one that slacked off starts enforcing again. I think it's the way that it's being enforced. You guys tell me, though. But yeah, I mean, and yeah, other countries, illegal immigrants aren't a thing. I mean, in Asian countries, you don't get to just Hey, I've been here a long time. Let me hang out. It's not a thing. You go to prison and get thrown out. Chit says, bruh, do you wear makeup or do you just naturally look like an 80s side character? An 80s NPC. I'm not wearing makeup. It could be the lighting. It could be the lighting. I'm talking to my phone, right? So, the phone camera. Patrick says, yay, you're back. Ain't shit else on YouTube Lives. What else were you finding, Patrick, when you were scrolling? You got some tarot card readers? Is Ice Cream Man streaming tonight? Aviator says, Goth Desi, let's go. Welcome back to the show, Aviator. Want to see some Goth Desi on the Tron? Okay. Desi Goth. Let's see what comes up on the old Gunatron here when we search that. All right, this is the first thing that comes up from Desi. It's Dessyyy. Looks like she's a bit of an elf for you elf enjoyers out there. Now, guys, I want to get into some gaming stuff with you while I have a few people here. This is a call-in show, by the way. James C. Live. If you want to call in, call me. I'll interview you. We'll talk about life and whatever you want to talk about. Call me. I'll interview you. Discord, James Midlife Crisis. You just add me as a friend and hit the voice call, and we'll chat. And that's about it. I don't have a phone number. I'm not living in the U.S., so we got to do it online. Why does YouTube's live scene suck so hard? James, you're kind of the light in the darkness. Does it suck? It's just, there's something for everyone, as long as everyone is willing to spend time together in the armpit of the internet, which is YouTube vertical lives. I think that YouTube's extended live scene is very good, right? Because all of your favorite content creators are out there doing live streams. But vertical lives specifically are weird. It's a weird place. I'm part of that. I'm contributing to that brain rot for sure. Put yourself on the Goonatron. I'm right here. You can goon to me right here in real time. What would you like to see me do? Johnny says, why didn't you read my comment, bro? Oh, I apologize. What'd you say? I eat babies on Epstein's Island. Oh, okay. All right. Well, there you go. There's some Epsteins for you in the chat. Epstein's in the chat. Thank you. Jammer Gammer, are we putting Itzy on the Gunatron or nah? Oh, yeah, we can if she's in here. Itzy, are you here? Let's see if she comes back in. One of our buddies wants to be on the Gunatron. We've had some of you guys submitting your own stuff to the Gunatron lately, and I like to see it. Some homebrewed goonery. Homebrewed goon fuel. K-Cow says, do aliens exist? Probably, right? What do you think? Spironius Geronius, James, how many times did you visit the island? The island. Epstein's? Never invited. Did not get an invitation. Raven says, strip to almost careless whispers. It's as good as almost pizza. Talking about Epstein and pizza here. Phoenix says, freaks only. If you're normal, we cheese grate your privates off. Okay, yeah, that's what we do. Basically says, can we get a reservation at Dorsia? Let's see Paul Allen's reservation at Dorsia. I can't speak tonight. Give me a second. I got to wet the whistle. Dorsey is overrated anyways. Adam says, saw someone milking the chat for likes and donos before they pretend to have thumbtacks snap into their hand. Oh, is that the one where they're playing the game with the alligator? Yeah. You can sarcastically like this live stream, but no pressure. Jeff says, James lies. He's been to my island many times. Hey, don't expose me. 27 says, Bigfoot femboys. Oh, sorry, big booty femboys. Freudian slip. I like the feet. Wait, what? Says, don't drink from the piss jug. Bit late for that. Tydig says, 1-800-BBL James to call in. Adam says, yeah, the alligator and shark game. Yeah, I've seen that. YouTube vertical lives, man. It's a wild place. Not a good one. Lord Fisher says, what do you think of Patrick Bateman now being seen as a role model for the alt-right? I don't think anyone seriously sees him as a role model. I mean, he's a bit of a grifter, right? He doesn't do anything at work. It's nepotism. We've got some alt-right type people hang out around here. I don't think any of them are about that kind of life. Generally, conservative people are about, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, right? Work for a living, grind, this type of thing. And Patrick Bateman doesn't personify any of that. He was a Nepo hire. He did nothing at work all day, just sat there, listened to his music on his Walkman, and doodled in his book, doodled about murders. So, I don't know, Lord Fisher, what have you seen? I really couldn't see him being a role model for any movement, political or any otherwise. He's very much a fantastical, goofy character to me. Spironius Geronius says, you ever see the actual movie called The Island? That's the one with Ewan McGregor, and did that one have... What's her name? Black Widow in that one as well? Scarlett Johansson? Is that the one I'm thinking of? If so, I saw it years ago, and I barely remember it. Genuinely undervalued sci-fi flick featuring Ewan McGregor, all about cloning celebrities, rich people to harvest them later. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's the movie I was thinking of. I've seen it. Speak on it. I think that, remember Tom Cruise came out with a couple of decent sci-fi movies back to back, right? Oblivion, Edge of Tomorrow kind of got slept on, but I like those a lot too. If we're talking about slept on sci-fi films of recent years. Mokes says, what's the theme of your live streams? The interaction with the chat? There's a lot of that, for sure. We also take calls. We're in the gaming category of YouTube. I want to talk about some gaming stuff with you guys, actually. 123 viewers, maybe finger the stream more vigorously. Thanks, Raven. Yeah, I just saw something, by the way. If you guys subscribe to Game Ranks or you ever watch their videos, they do a lot of listicle type things like top 10, games coming out, top 10 shooters, this kind of thing. Game Ranks. But one of their, I guess he's a producer and a host, just put out a video. I was watching it before I was streaming today, where he got early access to Resident Evil 9, Resident Evil Requiem. And he was talking about it, and it looks really cool, actually. It looks like they've taken basically the combat style from Resident Evil 4, and they've added some layers to it. They've added some details to it, particularly in how the zombies, the AI, interacts with you and with the environment. It looks great. Exactly the game I was thinking, says Johnny. Yeah, I think I'm gonna grab that. Maybe not day one, but it's coming out February 27th, if you guys are fans of the series. And you will indeed get to play as Leon, and a new character, a new Ashcroft, a new member of the Ashcroft family, will be the secondary character, and they're going to do something it looks like similar to like in Resident Evil 2, when you could play through as Claire and then as Leon, and you're jumping back and forth. So it looks great. Congratulations on braces, Jimmy, says James. I still have the braces on. My dentist was supposed to take them off the other day, but they found a gap in the side here, and they said 1 more month. James, you kind of look like Leon. Yeah, I've been told I'm the Timu Leon Candy. Hey, if brown is green, would you ever smoke a cock? Would I? Basically, it says, at first I thought Resident Evil 7 was going to be first and third person, but they did on Resident Evil 9. Yeah, that was another thing they mentioned. You can switch between first and third person in Resident Evil 9. Buddy, I believe, what was his name? Jake, the Game Ranks guy, was saying that for stealth, he preferred third person. But yeah, for a lot of, if you want to get the full like survival horror feeling, I think first person is probably the way to go. But yeah, they said you can toggle between the two, which is not always available in the games we play, right? For example, Cyberpunk. I was thinking about this the other day too. How sometimes in Cyberpunk it would be nice, other than when you're on a motorcycle or when you're in vehicles, you see yourself in the third person. But it would be nice in some firefights or some stealth situations to be able to pull out to the third-person camera, and it's not available in that game, right? I've been playing Resi on the VR. Oh, really? How's that? Tell us about that tech, if you don't mind, Johnny. I'm curious. Can I call in if I'm 17? Thank you for your honesty. We are 18 plus in here. We're here late at night. We get into some adult stuff. Claire Redfield would make me act up, says Big Jeffrey Epstein. Epstein, even. Who's your favorite baddie in the series? Is it her? Not Ava? Claire Redfield? It's pretty cool, says Johnny. You're playing Resident Evil in VR. Nice. Knights of Hospitaller says, yo, James, it's a Great Out Gathering. I changed my name for the upcoming Crusades. What are the upcoming Crusades? What's up, Gog? Welcome back. Good to see you, buddy. Tedrick says, yeah, you had to buy the newest console just to be able to switch to first person from third on GTA 5. I'm not Yin. Says, what is this? That's a discussion. You're welcome to join in. Elsewheres in gaming, there's been some more stuff coming out. If you guys are Asmongold enjoyers, you might have seen he recently was talking about this on his channel, which I like this for them because good exposure. But Crimson Desert is a game I've been following for a long time. They're from a Korean studio called Black Pearl, if I recall correctly. Anyways, Korean studio Crimson Desert. Looks great. Looks like sort of an ARPG, again in the third person. And they're building that on their proprietary engine. It's going to release sometime this year. And I'm very interested in that. VW says, Juju. It's true. James says, what is this? It's only the coolest call-in show ever. That's right. When are you going to call in? Borderlands 4 is fucking junk. Is anyone playing Borderlands 4? I didn't even pick it up. I'm not a big fan of this series. I don't know. I just find the humor doesn't hit for me. Claptrap's annoying. But Borderlands 4, just the hardware requirements were off-putting. Yes. When you say it's junk, do you mean it's optimized as junk, or it's just a shit game? Not anymore, LMAO, says Remedy. What do you mean? Not no more sense of humor in the game, you mean, or what? Speak on it. I've not played it. Knight says, last milk bender on the goon, please. This is GOG James. Who's the last milk bender? All right, phone line's open. Let's take our first call of the night, guys. And we got, where's my phone here? Yoboseo? You need a girl to grab people's attention. Doing a dumbass dance. Yeah. Vistus, are you there? We got Vistus on the line. Welcome to the show. Yeah.
So you were commenting about Borderlands. I used to be such a huge fan of that, and they fucking destroyed it.
They destroyed Borderlands. Speak on it.
Like, my first experience was on the 360, and I got the Game of the Year edition when it launched, and I fucking loved that game. I played through it so many times, finally got it on PC, played through it so many more times on that, on all the different modes. Yeah. And then, you know, back in the day, everyone shit on their Australian studios version of, like, a pre-sequel. And now, you know, I think we can all collectively agree it was not that bad compared to what they brought down the pipeline. Even Borderlands 3 is objectively not a bad game compared to what they did with Borderlands 4.
Okay. What was your favorite in the series?
As far as Borderlands 2, I mean, I replayed the living hell out of it. I never really stopped, and I still have it installed to this day.
Borderlands 2 all day, bro. Yeah, chat's agreeing with you, guys. Chat's agreeing with you. Can I ask you, like, okay, for people who are new to the series, which probably won't be many people in this chat, I assume most of you are at least familiar with the Borderlands series and the not very good film, which came out the other year. But how would you pitch it? How would you pitch Borderlands? Like, what would you call it? Would you say it's a mashup of, I don't know, Fallout with something else? Or how would you pitch that to a new fan?
Honestly, I think it's hard because I think in today's era, it's honestly a product of its environment. It was like, it really was a late 2000s, early 2010s type series, you know? I think the best way you can preach it is just like, it's a looter shooter that, you know, even if you get the best gun, you can still get it better. It still has little things you can change. And in the game, it is unpolished and has bugs to the point where you can exploit those and have fun, and it doesn't ruin your game. Like the opposite of a Bethesda game, it doesn't have any bugs that would... Okay, that's a lie. I've had it literally blow out one of my earbuds one time on the first game.
Okay, on the first Borderlands?
Yeah. I was playing through the Claptrap DLC with my friends, and I had these little Bluetooth earbuds. Can't remember the brand, but out of nowhere, when they updated these games over time, something with how the audio drivers just don't work today. There's points in the game where it just peaks the audio as loud as it can physically push it through your device. And it literally blew out the subwoofer cone, or just the little speaker cone in the earbud, and just blew it the fuck out.
That's that crazy. I never heard of that before. Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
Borderlands 1 and 2 are great for that.
Okay. All right. James hates clankers. Let me catch up with the chat real quick. We're just talking about Borderlands. We just organically got here. Earlier, I was talking about, of course, Resident Evil 9 now has some influencers with early access to the game, and I think it looks pretty cool. And I like what they're doing with the zombies. They're giving them kind of some leftover human traits. So they're doing the trades that they were doing when they got turned, I guess. So you'll have a zombie who got turned mopping the floor, will continually mop the floor. There's a zombie who just keeps playing with a light switch. Like, they have actual interactions with the environment, and you can manipulate them through stealth and other means in that way. And I thought that was creative. It looks good. Like, they're not just churning out another Resident Evil game. They are, in fact, adding more layers to it. And other than that, it looks like a return to survival horror, and I'm excited about that one. Crimson Desert, as I mentioned earlier, hands up, anyone? Do you know the game I'm talking about? That one looks really good to me as well. And what else are you guys looking forward to? They say gaming's dead, Vistas, But there are always a couple of interesting titles around the bend, even though hardware is, for the meantime, at least dead. Vistas, are you a console player? Or I think we've talked about this before. You play on console, you also have a laptop. Is that right?
Honestly, I think at this point I've been on every gaming platform except for VR and like the random one-offs that people release. I've had Xbox, PlayStation, Switch, DS's,
Okay.
PC, laptop.
You've done it all.
Kind of all over the place.
Okay. And Buddy in the chat was saying he's playing Resident Evil in VR. That sounds interesting. WAP says, is it true what they say about Abe Lincoln, that the guards that were guarding Abe Lincoln in the play were sleeping? That's why John Wilkes Booth was so successful shooting Lincoln. Any Lincoln fans in the chat? Any history buffs want to weigh in on that?
I think his head just did that.
His head just.
I don't think anyone shot him. I think it was spontaneous combustion.
Combustion.
Implosion. Explosion.
Spontaneous combustion.
Don't ask me words.
You don't hear about that much anymore. It used to be a thing we were afraid of in the 80s. Big Jeff says the game I'll never uninstall is probably Skyrim. Ryan says the girl in the peripheries to draw slight attention away from James's hair. Full attention has been known to kill violently. That's right. He's talking about my wig. Thank you. Nick Miller says, shut up and make me a turkey pot pie. I've never made a turkey pot pie. If you send me the recipe. Zinga Zanga Zamong says, Alice in Borderlands. You're just asking a question. I'm not Alice in Borderlands. Jim Craxton says, nice suit, dollar store. You got me. That's an accurate roast. It's a cheap suit. I'm Smash Son says, I just came, BL3 Poop, the emo boss. Not a fan of Borderlands 3. Probably also agreeing with you, as you said, that Borderlands 2 was where it was at. Ryan says, cigarette burn was my nickname in film school. Oh, geez, don't let this guy around the film. Johnny says, big titty goth girls, thumbs up, crying laughing face. This guy gets it. Sai is saying, blocking you, can't afford for her to dance for you and get you other incels. I see, he's bullying me, I'm an incel. One day, I might touch, in real life, booby. One day. Raven says, why would you want blocked? He told you why. He doesn't want more incels. Tyreek says, Borderlands loot system is unmatched. People spend years looking for the best version of a certain gun. Do you like looter shooters in general?
Honestly, yeah. I think a lot of my games formed around like that being one of my first like good games I played, and I loved it. I loved looter shooters since.
You playing Arc Raiders, by the way?
Now extraction shooters is like a different thing. I haven't really played those. I don't think I'd like it for the whole like online aspect of it. I don't know. I enjoy single player games a lot more.
So you enjoyed the pursuit of loot, but not the extraction of said loot.
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess no Helldivers either?
No, I never got into that either. And it just sucks because like all these games have come out around the times. I'm not actually with my PC. So even if I wanted to, I really couldn't run them.
Goths are overrated. Interesting. Says Chris Ramp. You guys are asking for goth baddies on here. Well, what would you like to see, Chris? We've had votes on this. You guys always vote for goth. Look, I was trying to do Furry February in here, but so far it's not picking up. It's not picking up. You guys always yell at me to put certain goth content creators back on the Goonatron. So, you know, it's a democratic place. You guys can throw some requests at me if you got them. James, did you hear the PS5 has finally been jailbroken? I don't know what that means because I'm not a nerd. Yeah, you do. Kenny said it's been jailbroken in some countries for a while now. Lurking Player says, come to Goon, finished on Green Goblin. He means me. I'm the Timu Green Goblin, yes. I've been called Crack Baby Willem Dafoe a few times in here, actually. Raven says, Lincoln was shot because he took slaves away from Democrats. All these years later, they still get mad when they can't have brown people picking crops for less than a livable wage. I see. Fishing Life says, Nick, hey, now, hold on a second. Sender says, want to kiss? A little bit. Jocelyn says, I got stuck on the Sega Genesis. It was a good console, but only had 3 buttons, so it sucked for fighting games like Mortal Kombat. Jammer Gammer, just let me put Linux on my PS3 again. Blueberry, can you switch the Goonatron vid? This one's kind of mid. What would you like to see, guys? You got to give me some suggestions.
Oh, James, I sent you a link in the DMs you should put on.
Did
I
you?
think it's a good one.
Can I trust you?
Yes. I did the research on them. They're 18 plus.
18 plus. Okay. What do we got? What are we working with here? Let's have a quick look. What is this music? Okay.
Send you another video? Yes, okay.
Okay, Femboy Republic. That's a YouTube channel? Well, Femboy enjoyers, we found your mother lode. Femboy Republic and on the Goonatron. Some of them were like, what the fuck? No, what do you mean? It's Femboy Friday. Oh, no, it's Saturday. Shit. I have no excuse.
No.
Jessica likes it, though. Jessica's into it. Warframe moment. Good morning. Click that like, double tap the screen. Thanks, Mena. Welcome back, Mena. Thank you very much for your super chat.
If you're not doing it,
Oh, wait, let me give you the actual creators.
I'm jaking it. I'm jaking it. Oh, so good.
So good. Doctor Who? I am. I'm the Black Doctor Who. The most recent Doctor Who. That series kind of jumped the shark, didn't it? Anyone still watching Doctor Who? We're all over the place topically. What were we talking about? Oh, yeah, Borderlands. Self-Sucker Saturday. Welcome. Or Circle Goon Saturday are possible tags. Yeah. You guys watching the Super Bowl? No. Go, go team go. Yeah, go
Can I
ahead.
shout out this one website real quick?
Sure, go ahead.
So, visedretro.com is great. I used to play on it all the time, but they have ROMs of like all of these different older games, anything from like Atari to Sega Saturn.
Retro.
They run great. I love them. I used to play Super Mario 64 on there all the time as a kid because I didn't have retro consoles as a kid, but I played those games on there.
Yeah. Okay. Fizzed Retro, do they do a PS2 as well?
I think they do. They've been active since like 2004, I think, and the dude's still doing it to this day. I respect the hell out of him.
Okay. More like James Midlife Penis says a particularly dusted, cool ran. He roasted me with that one. He got me. That was good.
Yeah.
James Midlife Penis. Jeez. Gee willikers. Pepito says, Tidix, don't get fooled. She ain't no schmeenus. Strawberry says, can we get Gabby /day on the Goon screen? Goon screen, sir? I didn't patent this technology and trademark it for it to be misspelt. It's Goonatron. Particular says, thank you. You're very welcome. HC says, 1 a.m. here. What's your times looking like, y'all? 3 p.m. How about you guys? It's getting late. How about you? We got Vistus on the call with us. Bit of a femboy himself. Is this wait? So you have sent us femboy content. And you are a femboy. So this is femboy approved femboy content. So this is the real shit.
Oh, this guy right here, I was looking at like his TikTok. It's Bingus Cat, or is it Bingus Cat? Yeah, Bingus Cat _QWQ. Dude, he is honestly so fucking hot.
This is top tier, S tier femboyism.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I give this guy a solid 10 out of 10.
From the source. So as someone who dresses up, this is a male, says Aviator. Yeah. As someone who dresses up himself, do you look to other femboys for inspiration? Is this kind of like, going on Pinterest, like girls will go on Pinterest and look for fashion tips and stuff like that?
It is a lot of going on Pinterest, yeah. I don't know. There is a lot of like icebreakers out there that have like sifted through the shit and really found out what works. I mean, it is a lot of people out there who've got it figured out, and you're just like, damn, I need to be like him.
Tons like blasphemy. Bit of blasphemy, I guess. Strawberry says, "Call, are you a top or a bottom?"
A switch.
Switch.
Either way is fun for me.
Okay. Particular says, "MILF. Man, I love femboys." He's a MILF. It's Johnson says,
Hell
"Do you
yeah.
like femboys, brother?" It's not my thing, but people in the chat ask for it from time to time. So, whatever. I'm open to whatever you guys want to talk about or see in here. Aviator says, here's $6.99. Get this false shit out of here. Bring the Gooners what we want, women. Okay? Thank you for your super chat.
Calling. Add James Midlife Crisis on Discord. Girls are waiting to meet you.
Okay. You say it's what we want to see, but you guys have often asked for femboys on here, so we have eclectic tastes as a community. Okay. So what did you ask for? He wants to see women. What kind of women? Can we be more specific? All right. Let's see. What's he going to say? Fire in the hole. You caught that? The old school Counter-Strike. Anyone still play Counter-Strike, by the way? I want to hop on Deathmatch and shoot chickens. Counter-Strike 2. Did the Counter-Strike community kind of fall off between like CSGO and CS2? No? Anyone? CS 1.6?
I think the market with it went a lot harder moving over to 2.
Yeah?
Kind of became more like a day trading simulator for skins for some people.
I feel like CS2 sucks as Monopoly. What do you not like about it? I remember some players were complaining about like bullet spread and stuff like that being different. Yeah. I don't hear about Counter-Strike anymore. CS is gay? Will you say the N-word? Prefer not to scream racial epitaphs, good sir. Gunatron going crazy. This is, who is this again? Desi. Let me drop her at. Yeah, Counter-Strike is a big part of gaming culture that I just don't hear much about it anymore. You guys never bring it up in here. We never talk about it. It never comes across my feed for any reason. My algorithm's, pretty aimed towards news in the gaming space. Monopoly says the hit reg used to be terrible, hit registration, and the movement. Valve isn't really doing much to improve the situation. Oh, okay. Monopoly, thanks for weighing in. Vagan says, why is there a girl in the background? I'm new here. Just like it's basically a radio call-in show, and it's boring to look at. So we put different stuff, including topics that we're discussing, on the screen behind me. And if we don't have a main topic to discuss, then you guys will ask me, or you'll submit people that you think are cute or sexy or what have you, funny, or a mix of all three, and we'll throw them up on the Goonatron for your gooning pleasure.
Goon around.
Do you
and
mind if
find out.
we wander into conspiracy here for a second?
Go ahead. We went from Borderlands, discussing the Borderlands series, to conspiracy. Are you a lawyer? No. No, Elizabeth, I'm not. Do you need one? Are we getting litigious? Who are we suing? Mindless Empire says, at this point, why don't you dress as one? Dress as one. Me? Dress as a girl? Put a girl on. You know what? It might come to that. It might come to that. If we run out of women and no female callers, yeah, I might have to switch teams just for you. Thank you for explaining, says Vegan. No problem. Guest says, glad I found your channel. Yeah, welcome. Come hang out. We're here late at nights, YouTube vertical lives. Look, let's be honest. You didn't try to find this place. You can't sleep. You're doom scrolling. Sometimes YouTube will recommend us to people randomly, usually when you're on the toilet. And, you're in a vulnerable state. We slither in like that. So, yeah, come hang out. Feel free to subscribe, and we'll slither into your algorithm again in the future. If you guys want to call me, by the way, you can add me on Discord. That's how I take calls on the stolen Zach Morris phone here. So yeah, you can just add me on Discord. James Midlife Crisis is my username on Discord, just like the channel name, and we'll chat. All right, we got a caller on the line right now. We got Vistas, an American gentleman, a gamer who's owned every console known to man, who is just saying Borderlands series sucks now. It's fallen off. He wants to go back to Borderlands 2. And now he has a conspiracy theory he'd like to share with us. Go right ahead.
Real quick, Raven in the chat was asking, can you fit in AI girlfriend's clothes? He's really interested.
Can I fit in my girlfriend's clothes?
Yeah.
No, I'd ruin them. No, I'm quite a bit bigger than her, unfortunately, or else I would cross-dress as her. Is that the idea? I mean, I could just order women's clothing my size if it comes to that. Tydic says, read my CSGO comment, you bozo. Okay, where's that? James, I'm going to crash out. Okay, hold on. James, do you remember that? It was a huge story that was fairly recent. Still scrolling. CSGO changed the marketplace and it went down in value by $2 billion. Some people killed themselves over it. Okay, right. You're talking about the in-game transactions and skins and stuff like that?
Damn, just like real day traders. All right.
Like what you were saying, actually, yeah. I've got to catch up on my, what happened to Counter-Strike? Somebody must have put a video essay up about this. Like, what the hell's this current deal with Counter-Strike? I'm going to look into that after the live stream, actually. Thanks, Tidix. I'll look that up. Yeah, that happens, says Kimmin. I'm just a casual. I played the original Counter-Strike back in, when you go to PC cafes. I was living in Asia at the time. And, after work, after school, you go to these cafes. It's like a LAN party with strangers. You just hop on. Everyone's playing CS. And it was fun. Always a hard game, an unforgiving game, and I was never good at it. I'd have some goddamn middle school kid, snipe me as soon as I spawned in. You old as fuck, James. LOL. Yeah, yeah. But I respected that game too because it was a pretty no nonsense, like skill based game, right? And I kept up with it a little bit casually over the years. When CS2 dropped, I hopped on a bit, but I just like to play deathmatch on there, run around and shoot chickens and be stupid. I'm not a serious player, but yeah, it's a part of gaming culture. I want to see what's the current deal with it. How old are you, James? I'm 44. And so talking about those LAN games, that would have been circa like '02, something like that, before some of you were probably born. Raven says, James has missed my comment about slithering in while you're in the toilet. That's what I do. All right, so I'm cutting you off, Vistas. Share your theory with us. What would you like to discuss? You have the floor.
So it's kind of not my theory. I met a coworker. I was having my truck worked on the other day, and so sitting in the driver's lounge just waiting, and I heard this guy talking to another driver behind me who was definitely off-put, uncomfortable, and he was explaining how a lot of American politicians have been arrested and tried on military tribunals already and killed, and how we are moving into Trump's plan for a quantum financial system. And it was just some new conspiracy TikTok shit, I guess, that this guy's fallen down. He also mentioned that him and his wife are separated because of his growing interest in conspiracy theories, and they live in 2 separate houses now. I was wondering if you knew anything about this whole quantum financial system bullshit, because I have an idea of it, but it's just...
Hold on. It's got a good super chat. Thank you. Wedding Cake. Wedding Cake says, you look like you're a distant descendant of a pigeon. That's a new one. That's a new one. White Aryan Jesus says 42 is nearly as old as me. How old are you? Quantum financial system. That's above my pay grade. I don't know about this. Good thing, bad thing? What are your thoughts? Should we be afraid?
So, well, the whole idea he pitched me was that you get 10% of your income while you're in school, and like the government is storing all of this money in the back because apparently they're going to soon release the gold. Also from him, he said that they had raided the Vatican and claimed all of their gold that they kept in these tunnels that were long enough to reach to Israel, and that Trump is going to kill all of these politicians like Obama, Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, says that they already been arrested, and they have been, and that he's going to dump gold back into the market while also turning the U.S. dollar back into being backed by gold, so that it has a fiscal, or I don't know, an actual tangible value behind it again. And then from there, setting up like other countries do, where everybody has an account when they're born, and that money is given to them over time and constantly reinvested. It was definitely beyond the conspiracy theories I've ever covered, and I mentioned to him as well about the Anunnaki, and I asked him, do you think they're really out here harvesting gold to replenish their atmosphere? And he was like,
yes.
Yeah, I believe that they were out here, but
yes.
I don't think they're replenishing their atmosphere.
Oh, on
and
Planet
that's what
X.
got me. Like
Planet X, Nibiru.
Like,
on Nibiru needs gold to rebuild like their ozone layer. That's why they have us monkeys harvesting gold for them throughout history. I thought that was just factual.
But he didn't believe in the gold atmosphere, though. He believed they were after our genetic sequence because we have the God gene.
Well, wait till he sees the ice wall. Benjamin says, "Here's $2." We talked about that
too, and I said, "There's no way. It's got to be there."
Benjamin says, "Here's $2." What currency is this? $2. All right, A. Thank you for your super chat. He says, rate the woman behind you from 1 to 10. Desi, she's a cosplay model. 9. And I don't believe in the decimal system for rating people. Casey says, bring down the old system. That's what was put in place by the Satanists. I see. James is a closet baddie, says Raven. Scarecrow, do you believe we should abolish the Geneva Convention? I was correcting him. It's the Geneva Checklist. Scarecrow, all right, we caught up with you. Keeps copy pasting. All right. HC says 15% federal. We went to war in the 1700s with the Brits over 6%. God damn it. Now we bend over, take it up the shitter, and pay that 15 and add whatever your state sales tax is. He's not wrong. Now you got about 23 to 25% ice wall, real declassified CIA docs. Now we're getting deep. We're getting deep. Welcome to Coast to Coast. I'm the Timu Art Bell. Remember Coast to Coast Vistas?
Oh yeah, that was a good show. I remember sitting on Adult Swim watching that at night.
You're a truck driver, so that would be your go-to, I think, if it was still going. All right, yeah, Koob will come down and save us from carnal desires, says Rimeting. This guy gets it. This guy's going to Agartha. Stan Game says, when do I have to tip for reply? I know you see. Tip for reply? I'm trying my best to keep up with the chat here. It's scrolling. Jacob Ladder says, checkmate. Indeed. Benjamin says, here's $2 more. I give that baddie a 10. She would bark for sure. Bark. All right. Thank you for your super chat, by the way. Rascal says, Guten Tag. Sprechen Sie Deutsch? Ich bin Ausländer und sprechen nicht gut Deutsch. That's my best. That's the best I can do. Gang indeed, says Mandana Dan. Raven says, James doesn't reply for tips. He replies to everyone. He sees things that stand out. Kind of. Yeah, it's kind of random. When it gets busy, I do my best. Try to pay attention to the caller as well. We got Vistas on the line with us. Yeah, I missed the Strange Onion donation.
Hi.
Hi, gang. So Strange Onion, let me see. Princess Shiogorath says, what do you think we will find on Cyberstan? Millions of Helldivers march onwards, but to what? Thank you for your $5. To what end? Cyberstan. Who's still Helldiving? Who's still playing? It's funny you bring that up. I hadn't played for many months, and I hopped back in the other day. And obviously, if you guys haven't played for a while, the Illuminate, who were in Helldivers 1, are now very much in the mix in Helldivers 2, which is a third enemy outside the stupid clankers and the bugs. So you sound like someone who's very active in Helldivers, and I want to hear your thoughts on if you think people should still jump in now if they've never played Helldivers before. I think most people are playing Arc Raiders right now for this kind of game, right? All right, let me see. Are you still here? Who is that? Princess Shiogorath? Shiogorath? All right, let me see if I can at her in the chat. Let's see if she's with us still. How many princesses do we have? Oh, there you go. Hello. All right, I caught her. Tidex wants me to see him. You're seen and you're loved. You're seen and you are loved. All right, other super chat was Something Sky. He says, Onion, more like off you off. Okay, thank you
One
for
of
the
your
super
jokes
chat.
of all time.
Do you understand that one? I don't.
Not a clue.
Something, what does that mean?
Can't empty.
Okay, all right. I'm trying my best. Guest says, James, how do you feel about the video of the Earth Vader using the Force to kill Jeffrey Epstein? Serious stuff. We've got one who can see. I see. Okay. You must be wearing the sunglasses like Rowdy Roddy Piper wore in They Live. That's right. See, if you're wearing the right glasses, when you read the Epstein files, there's more to it. There's more to it that is not evident through your simple human eyes. If you don't know what I'm talking about, watch John Carpenter's classic. Helldivers is a... Hold on, we're getting some Helldivers chat in here. Watching e-girls while having American pancakes is a blessing, says Captain Blackbird. This is a guy who appreciates being an American. Monopoly says best donation today. All right. Tidex says still missing the onion dono bozo. Caught up with it. All right. Classic Angel dropping stuff in Chinese for us. Good times. Ryan says, here's some truth for you. America never won the Revolutionary War. The crown was freed of its obligation of supplying the colonies, but continued collecting taxes of the land. Doesn't sound like a win to me. Well, you're a bit of a spoil sport. Jesus. This guy's going to go to the Super Bowl and cheer for England. And I don't mean New England either. Sex says, I'm about to call in with a bunch of Norm jokes. I have time for that. You Norm Macdonald fan, Vistas? You know who he's talking about? I am an easy.
I thought he had some good jokes. I like the do you have a doghouse? Yes. Okay, you're homosexual.
Yeah, he's a deeply closeted gay man. Deeply closeted. You're a gay man? No. All right, HH says, I just finished my night shift. I'm going home to my new gaming PC setup. The problem is I don't know which games to play. I've just been playing New Vegas again and again. You've come to the right place. We've been talking about that this week with the conclusion of Fallout, the TV series, wrapping up the conclusion of Season 2, which leaves, well, pretty much everything unanswered still. They're baiting us. They're baiting us into a third season. A lot of Fallout fans hate the show because it's deviated heavily from the lore. Also, Macaulay Culkin as the new Kaiser, the head of Caesar's Legion, it seems like horrible miscasting to me. I like seeing him again. He seems like a cool guy. I liked seeing him on a YouTube channel called Red Letter Media, where he's come on and talked about films. I think he has good taste in movies, and I think he seems like a cool person to hang out with, but seems very awkward in that role. What did you guys think? Anyone watching the show? Menace says, I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. I'm all out of bubblegum, quoting Rowdy Roddy Piper in They Live, which is really a must-watch film. Also, if you're a fan of Duke Nukem, they ripped all the funny lines that Duke Nukem said, more or less, from that film, from that character, They Live, by John Carpenter. Check that out. Basically says, how to style a good side part. Is it the hair growth pattern? I don't know. My hair just kind of does this, so yeah, maybe. If you think this is good. This is also a wig. Mammoth says, I want a new PC, right? Yeah, not these days. Tidyk says, James the type of guy to lick peanut butter off a dog's dick. Just to mix it up. Uno reverse card the dog. Ryan says, I can only goon if I'm butt naked, surrounded by mirrors, and James has his shades on, so I don't see him peeking. All right. Tidyk says, Serious Sam's better than Duke Nukem. Oh, you shut up. You don't really... Do you really think that? Serious Sam was fun, but that's crazy. You're alone. How about this? I'm going to throw this out there. Blood is better than Serious Sam. Not like for like. But if we're going back to boomer shooters, any Blood enjoyers in here? Blood had the aerosol can with the lighter. Good weapon. We got to bring that back. We're talking about old shit now. Chungle says...
I've never even heard of Blood. What is that one?
Blood, you're fighting cultists. And they're running around mumbling something in like a made-up language. Millibucks and spillibucks! And they're running around trying to like pitchfork you. You also can fight them with a pitchfork. You have a lighter with an aerosol can you can spray fire in their face with. You had some guns, like shotguns and stuff like that. It was pretty creative for its time. And pretty bloody as well. It was one of those games your parents didn't want you to play. It was very satanic. HH says, New Vegas is fucking brilliant, but where do I go from there? I can't keep playing the same game. 100%ed on it, 3 different platforms, and I've been playing it for like a decade or like forever. I think you can't go anywhere else in the Fallout series, right? Because if you go to Fallout 4, you're not going to like it. You're not going to like the voice protagonist. You're not going to like how your choices don't seem to make any impact on the story. So I think you like RPGs with a bit of shooting to them. Have you tried Cyberpunk? Let's play some Cyberpunk, bro. Cyberpunk works as a first-person shooter. You don't have to play it that way, though, obviously. You can be a net runner and make people, like, blow their own brains out and, like, you know, ping them and fry them and shit like that. There's lots of ways to play. And player choice matters, not as much as, say, in a game like Baldur's Gate 3, but player choice matters, and there's multiple endings you can get and stuff like that, comparing it to Fallout 4. What should he play, guys? What do you think? He only plays New Vegas. Have you tried 76? Oh, yeah, you guys are saying that Fallout 76 is good now. Like, they fixed it. QX says, fraudulently filing my taxes, expecting lots of moolah in returns this year. Let's go. If you're not committing tax fraud, I mean, seriously, guys, come on.
Goon around and find out. If you're not gooning with us,
Goon to Fallout New
you're
Vegas.
Gooning against us.
Detroit Become Humans good, says the Saint. Right. But mostly like a choice-making game rather than a game-playing game, yes? So he might not... That might not be a good transition from New Vegas. Is that fair? Raven says the Donnie and Marie were the most satanic thing ever, siblings singing love songs to one another. Holy shit, man. Yeah. Most people won't know what you're talking about. Portal 2? Portal 2? These seem like good recommendations. Saint says that's fair. Portal's good. Portal's fun. What else? Are we looking? What are some other like RPG games with RPG elements that allow you to run around and shoot stuff? There's lots, right?
I think RimWorld maybe. Maybe that might be a good move. There's plenty of war crimes you can get up to. Brings in the New Vegas feel.
Postal 2 is a wild pick, Johnny. Postal 2, yeah. Postal 2, I mean, obviously the graphics are super dated, but you can use a cat's asshole as a silencer on a machine gun. That's right. I believe it's a, what is it, an M16? You stick it up a cat's butt, and you fire through the cat. It's a compressor. Miss Lynn says, here's $2. Hunt and snare stream when? Hey, Miss Lynn, thank you very much for the super chat.
I'm taking
Girl.
I'm taking
Miss
it.
Lynn's a girl.
So good.
I'm very excited. This is the most action I've gotten in years. Hunt and snare stream when? Kissy emoji, eyes emoji, Santa Claus emoji. What does that mean? Who am I hunting and snaring? Are you talking about Hunting
Wait,
Man?
they made a Postal movie?
Hunting Man, the most dangerous prey? Yes, there's a Postal movie by Uwe Boll, who is the German guy who takes game properties and turns them into B movies. And Soulsborne, says Reese. Yeah, but Postal 2, they took the Postal, which is like that top-down isometric game on hand-painted maps, which I love the original Postal. And they moved it into FPS, and it's just a crazy fucking game. You kind of have quests you go on, but you're just going around kind of murdering people and getting gunfights with cops. It's in first person. The graphics are dated, but they're kind of charming. But I don't think that will be fun for someone who's coming from Fallout New Vegas, because it doesn't have any of those same kind of elements in it, other than looking somewhat similar in terms of like the graphics and color palette. HC says, most dangerous game / prey, read the book in 09. Miss Lynn says, I'm 235 centimeters dilated. Really? You got a whole traffic cone up there? What did you start with? Like, what was the progression to traffic cone? It was like, here's a finger. Now I've worked my way up to 3 fingers. Now I've got an 80s style Zach Morris brick phone up my sniz. Now it's a traffic pylon. Talk us through it. I'm curious about that, Miss Lynn. And thank you for being here. Lily says, that's hot. Yeah, Lily has time for it too. Welcome back, Lily. Good to see you. All right, it's simple. Try Fallout 3. It's the same but green. People don't like Fallout 3, though, do they? It's getting a remaster, apparently, this year from Bethesda. Tidix says, Hostel is better than Postal. James, remember the guy who would give you like 100 this or that questions every stream? Yeah, I do. It was always about movies. Hostel's better than Postal. You mean the movie The Hostel's better than the movie Postal? I haven't seen the movie Postal. Somebody told me it was actually good in a bad way. Jacob says, bro, are you ignoring me? Yes, I ignore all the comments. What did you say, Jacob? I see you saying, please, please. Can you play Ice Spice Aldono? If you do, just please play Ice Spice. I know you have been ignoring me. I'm not ignoring anyone. I'm just getting a bunch of chat at the same time while I'm trying to formulate my own thoughts and talk to Vistas. Ice Spice? Is this person actually attractive to you or what? What is this? What's your end game? All right, here she is. Here's Ice Spice. There, she has long nails, and she's opening pickles because she likes to eat pickles. That's a bit of Ice Spice lore for you. Gunda Buster Scruggs, says VW. That's a good one. Stalker 2, Heart of Chernobyl. Stalker 2, coming from Fallout New Vegas. Fallout New Vegas guy, where are you? Weigh in. You going to try any of these game recommendations? James, you excited about Crimson Desert? Yes, but Fallout should remaster 76. I am. I was just talking about Crimson Desert earlier. I'm starting to see more gameplay from it. It looks really good. It looks cool. Korean studio as well. Let's see. Raven says, Crimson Desert has a crazy developmental history. They were going to make it as an MMO, and now it's a single player. And they had to like go back and kind of remake everything. And yeah, they've been through the ringer. That one's been in development for a long time, I think. Johnny says, I used to easily pick up women at the bar, but now after DUIs, I'm in a halfway house. After being in jail for 8 months, I'm on a struggling drought with women, and I don't know what to do. Been in a halfway house. I mean, we got to focus on you first, Johnny Longcock. How long is it, by the way? Let's hear more about your tale. Bay says, Tainted Grail is a good RPG equivalent to Fallout and Skyrim. Tainted Grail. Okay, thank you for your recommendation. Tainted, I feel like I've seen gameplay of that somewhere before, but I'll look into that. Yeah, we had Buddy in here. He bought a new gaming PC, which I don't know how you can afford one these days, but good for you. Good flex anyway. And he says, all I play is Fallout New Vegas. I've played it a million times. So what should I do? Now I have the hardware to run something else. So we're looking for other like games that he might enjoy as a New Vegas enjoyer exclusively. I'm here. Stalker 2 is ass. Oh, okay. HH. This is Buddy. How do I say your name? So Haha says, I'm here. Stalker 2 is ass. Gamma or Anomaly are better. RimWorld is fucking goated, and I forgot it existed. I'm gonna play the shit out of it again. Let's go. We solved the problem. See what happens when gooners come together? You see that? Haha says, I committed tax fraud and only paid 60% of the PC price. Let's fucking go. Johnny says, my cock's just above average. Long is misleading. Okay. Yeah, you got to be at least above average to be in here, and 6'4". We're all a bunch of chads. When you're taking the random calls, James, last night was exhilarating. It's true. All right, we got Vistas on the line with us. I don't know if anyone else wants to call in. Do they? Oh, we do. We do have somebody else in the calling queue. Okay. Oh, we have 2 people in the calling queue. All right. Vistas, you're always a delight. He just wanted to tell us some conspiracy theory stuff and hate on Borderlands 4. And we're here for both of those things. Anytime. Anytime. Vistas, before we go, since I do like a good gaming, I do like a good gaming chat. Gaming is my junk food, my soul food. I come here to hide from the rest of the world. What's a game that you like and that you've played that you think is underrated or that we may not have ever even heard of? What's a gem that you'd like to toss out there in terms of games?
Absolutely underrated. I've been playing this game Star Sector recently. It's by this solo dev who's been like working on it since 2010. You can only find it on his website, and he's almost to the 1.0 release.
Okay.
And this guy, as a solo dev, since 2010 has released a blog post for the game every single month without missing.
Whoa, this looks cool. Star Sector.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's a huge modding community for it still. Like, I don't know, it's awesome. I love the hell out of this dev, and I respect him for keeping up with it this long.
Cool. I'm glad I asked you. Star Sector is an in-development, open-world, single-player space combat, role-playing, exploration, and economic game. So looks like some of this may sound familiar from games like Star Citizen. This is simpler, indeed. Let's see. Looks like it's more focused on the ship combat. I don't see. Can you play are you a person at any point? You're walking around in third person?
No.
No, you're in your ship all the time. Okay. I like this. This looks cool. I'm going to check that out. Thank you.
Also, I will say, when you download the installer and it prompts you to enter a key, it's kind of like a Windows key. So if you find a key, you can use a key. I'm just saying, support the dev if you have the money. If you don't, I have a key. That's all I'm saying. Anyway.
What? Annie's saying unsub because of Ice Spice. Yeah, one of you guys were pestering me for Ice Spice. Who is Ice Spice? Other than she's a rapper, right? Did she do something horrible that I missed? Or you just don't like her in general? She's driving all the gooners from the yard. All right, hold on. We got a donation here from Tidix. Oh, no. All right, hold on. We got another one from Miss Lynn. $2. Thank you, Miss Lynn. Thank you. Okay, Miss Lynn asks, and Miss Lynn appears to be some sort of Asian sage, an Asian sage, Principal Lynn. Miss Lynn asks us, is it possible to shart out a lone piece of corn? 100%. Thank you for asking. Tidix says, play Ice Spice at SpongeBob movie premiere, please. What is this Ice Spice shit? All right, thank you for the dono. Phonetic problem, name careful. Ice Spice. She's trash. Ice Spice isn't even a rapper. Why is she famous? Why do I know who this is? All right. Vistas, thank you. Star Sector, guys, check it out. And on that note, solo dev, indie game that's cool. I'm going to throw out another game called Jackal. Do you like Hotline Miami? You ever play that?
Yes, I do.
Jackal equals new Hotline Miami, kind of. So look that up. Look that up. It's cool. He's updated the graphics. It's not the same graphics. Hotline Miami has that 16-bit indie game vibe to it. The graphics are more polished. He's added some new elements. Starfield's underrated, says basically. You're probably right because everyone seems to hate it. But anyways, Jackal, if you guys like Hotline Miami, look up that project. It's by one guy. He's a Polish dev who made a game called Sold That, if you guys remember that. And I think Jackal might be out right now. The demo's definitely available because I played the demo. I got to check back in and see if it's in full release yet. But it was really cool. Actually, the demo is really cool. You're clearing rooms and doing little missions like in Hotline Miami, and they've added in magic. You can cast spells as well as like bash people's head in. Oh, and you can also kick furniture. There's interactable furniture, so I can like kick a chair at a guy and kill him that way and stuff. It's cool. He's added like he says it outright. He's like, yeah, I love Hotline Miami. This is my version. Like, you know, he's saying like this is very much definitely the influence. And then he's added a few things, and also the story. It has cutscenes and voice acting, unlike Hotline Miami, where you know the characters weren't voiced or anything like that. It's more linear looking in its approach to its storytelling. So there you go. Bullshit. Starfield's cool now. Is basically You're bringing it back from where it never was. Is Jackal on Steam, and do you find Ice Spice attractive? Jackal is on Steam. I do not find Ice Spice attractive. Respect the dono. Every disrespected type
off introductory offer as well.
I think so. All right, Vistas, you've been a pleasure. We'll take our next caller. You have a great night, man. Thank you for the game chat. I enjoyed that. Star Sector. All right, no problem. Look into it, guys.
Bye, James.
Aviator says we've lost 40+ viewers. So, Tidix is giving me money to play Ice Spice at what? What premiere? Why are you ruining my live stream with these stupid requests? I'm going to start taking back veto rights over the Goonatron. This is intentional. You're chaotic bad. SpongeBob, Ice Spice. What is this going to be? This looks horrifying. Why are you trying to give us nightmares? All right, hold on. What is this? Is this it? Okay, is this Ice? That's not her. Who is this? What is going on here? Ice Spice gets painted. Was she singing? I can't find any shorts. Okay, Ice Spice stuns at the SpongeBob movie premiere. This is what you wanted to see? Most confusing fap. At the premiere, type it all, you bozo. I did. It's there. You've ruined my live stream. All right. It's fine. It's over. Let's bring on our next caller. We got Cringy was calling in. I'll return the call. And we got Pat next up in the calling queue as well. What's going on with Ice Spice, says Dr. Zachman? I don't know. They keep asking for it. It's up. Now change it to Zanny. Cringy, are you there? Oh, okay. Cringy's not there now. All right. I attempted to call him back. He is probably asleep. All right. Let's bring on our next caller. We've got El Patissimo. Pat, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Pat, who is Ice Spice, and why is she on my Goonatron?
Because someone paid you to put her there. I have no clue.
It's fair. It's fair.
No.
What?
You got back with this drug.
Okay. So, Pat, what's new with you, pal? What's new in life?
I called in because a few days ago, something I think worth sharing, I guess. I work on these big old lifts, the automotive lifts to raise up cars for mechanics. And there was one we were installing, and one of my team members had turned it on when I was still trying to put the hoses inside. And because the cables had this really tacky grease, it pulled my fingers up into the sheaves. I got bruised up really good for it, but there's no room. Once it pulls you far enough, it'll turn whatever comes out the other end into like salsa. And it's one of those things where I flashed back to all the work accidents, like from previous jobs, and I just thought to myself, like, man, like it's always fun to talk about these awful experiences when you're in a better place, and I just thought I'd like to share some of those.
Please do. Wholesome clapping sounds. Bree Torres on the Goonatron, aka Miss Bree Solo. Tidix says this is just white Ice Spice. How dare you? All right. Callers referring to pneumatic lifts. Raven says Tron requests Trish Stratus fitness swimsuit modeling is good Canadian goon fuel. Trish Stratus. I haven't heard that name for a while. Sure. We'll put that up next. Antarctica says I'll actually bust if we get goth furries on the Goonatron. That's doable. Is Blonde Blazer Twilight for men? That's a good one. Yeah. Basically, Blonde Blazer. So this is from Dispatch, of course. Is Dispatch Twilight for men? Yeah? I think that's fair, actually. What do you guys think? Let's put that to a vote. That's an interesting one. We haven't talked about Dispatch recently. Is Dispatch Twilight for men? Now, women enjoy Dispatch too, though, right? Twilight for gamers. I'll put is Dispatch Twilight for gamers? Yes, no. Open it up. There are women playing that. We need goth furries. Golf says I have no idea what you guys are talking about. I know. Antarctica says need big booty goth furries. Tidex says what happened to baby ducks? I need a wholesome goon. We can bring him back. Bring me bread. James, watching you on my TV right now. Oh yeah? Got a big vertical slice of me right in the middle of your big screen there. It's me, Michael. Ah, it's Michael, aka DJ New Feel. We need goth furries. All right, we got Pat Dude on the line with us. He's our youth pastor, very wholesome man. Pat, vent. Do you have stories of harming yourself that are now funny to you since you've recovered?
Yeah. Well, some of them were specifically from one job. I worked at aluminum factory. No, not even that. They would send us huge rolls of aluminum that we would either stamp into pans or make aluminum foil rolls with. And the owners, normally it wouldn't be important, but it is important, which is why I'm mentioning it. The owners that we had were from India, and they were hands down the worst bosses I'd ever had. It was a husband and wife. They argue with each other every day, and it was like listening to like mom and dad like fighting over what we were supposed to do on a daily basis. And they would have us work with this dangerous equipment they would get from China, from like these presses to blade cutters and hot glue guns. And I had worked there for 3 years, and I had just left Fry's Electronics, so I think I'm still like maybe 23 at the time, and I'm like one of their first 5 employees, and I think like, oh, I'm gonna stick around. This is gonna be great. I'm gonna be one of their managers eventually, and stuck around for these really horrific accidents. And one of the early ones was we had these like industrial hot glue guns, but instead of the feed or the electrical feed coming from the ceiling so people can't trip over it, we just have extension cords all over the place. And my friend Edwin tripped over it, and the glue gun went back, landed on the stick, and it just did this perfect arc right into his eye. And he had hot glued his eye shut by accident. And so we drove him to the hospital, and they had to remove the outer layer of his eyelid so that when he closed his eye, you could still see he could still see movement from outside of his eyelid, and you could still see his eye from his eyelid. We had one where they had us work on this thing we called the Chinese finger trap. That's supposed to stamp blades into the box for aluminum foil boxes.
Dude.
And Edwin and I, the same guy, one person has to be on one side, and you have to put your fingers underneath it to line up the blade, and the person on the other side lines up the box. And the person who lines up the box is the one who has the foot pedal to stamp it, like pneumatically stamp, like really quick. And so we did it for about 2 hours. He wouldn't stamp it unless I said clear, so we did it okay. We taught the next these other 2 girls, like how to do it and what the procedure was supposed to be. And like maybe no more than like 5 minutes later, just screaming from the other side of the warehouse. And when we got over there, the stamp had crushed her fingers so badly, like they were rounded off the tips, like they looked like Mewtwo fingers, where they were just like circular pancakes on the tips of her fingers, and we had to take her to the hospital.
Wow.
We got blamed for it, and then we had to come up with this system. So we put 2 push button switches on my side, so the foot pedal couldn't work unless the person on the opposite side pressed the 2 buttons. And thought, okay, we dummy proofed it. We taught the next people how to use it, and then 30 minutes later, that person got their fingers crushed.
Jesus,
and then
bro.
And then we looked at the cameras, and what happened was eventually he just rested his elbows on top of the two buttons and then just started stamping, and then he got his fingers stamped. And it was the exact same thing where his fingers got rounded off like little pancakes, like Mewtwo fingers.
Something like that happened to my grandpa. He was missing a bunch of his fingers on one hand, got them sliced off. Yeah, in an accident, somebody dropped a large piece of steel on him. That's these are crazy stories. Still, to me, the hot glue one in the eye is the one I think I wince at the most, just because it's an eye injury. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
I'll just skip to the worst one. The other ones are pretty nominal compared to those. But,
I got to pee, but yeah, go ahead. You have the floor. I'll be right back. I'm listening. Yeah.
So the last one, I'd been there working for 3 years with all these things happening in the background. Whenever these like OSHA people would come in, because there would be little like people would call in and kind of like try to inform OSHA that bad things are happening, and then we would have to try hiding things across the shop, and it was all bad stuff. And I was just young and just stupid. I'm just gonna do what the boss tells me. And at the end of the 3 years, I'm already sort of fed up and realize I'm not going anywhere. Like, I'm stuck in my position. They're just going to keep hiring people above me that are going to just keep taking crap on, like, to keep taking a dump on me. And then one of the weekends, I hadn't come in for some reason. I think I had requested the day off. And we have this giant aluminum press that's about like 12 feet tall. It has this enormous weight that comes down like a flywheel, and you have to feed in this like thicker aluminum material that once it comes down, the two metal pieces are so perfect that it makes the pan on the other side. And they had their nephew come in, and they were training their nephew to be one of the new managers. And so he was in the press area where I was supposed to be.
Okay.
And it requires 3 people. It requires one person on the far end of the machine to work the controls, to get the rollers to pinch the material, and the other 2 guys to move the material because of how heavy it is. And you have to wear gloves because it's like razor blade thick. And they tell him specifically, hey, do not press the conveyor, or do not press the rollers until we tell you to. And he just had this problem where if you told him to do something, he would go out of his way to do the exact opposite. And who knows if that's just just being retarded, or I don't know. I can't justify it, but they're putting in the roll, and he presses the button anyway, so it catches it. It's crazy because Nimish was the only other Indian worker with us, and he was amazing. He even did these crazy things where he enjoyed eating chicken bones, like swallowing the bits, which is crazy from the get-go. But he got his glove caught, his whole arm got pulled in, and then it stamped away his index and thumb, and so that doesn't exist anymore. It just gets distributed across the entire plate. And so they take him to the hospital, and then they immediately put their nephew on a plane and immediately send him back to India like that same day. And then when I came in the following Monday and found out what happened, I was filled with so much anxiety because I thought to myself, I've been here for so long, that it's only a matter of time until I lost my fingers or lost my eye. And so I immediately quit that place and worked for O'Reilly's for like a year or 2 before finding the job I'm at now. But I remember them telling me that, and then kind of looking at the machine, and just it just completely sealed off with all these investigation stickers and stuff. And it was wild.
Okay. Thanks for sharing. Workplace woes.
That job made every other job feel like cake. Whether it's customer service or restaurant stuff, that job was the most stress-inducing nightmare fuel ever.
Fred Wife on Tron. Yeah, you guys are asking for it. This is the first thing that came up. The channel's called PG Chillin', which the PFP is a dude, so I guess it's the guy proposing to her. So this is interesting. I don't think we've ever searched for trad wives before. W trad wife, you guys are saying? Yeah. Teddy says, Lil Tay on the Tron, please. I know what you're thinking, James. It's okay. She still looks the same even though she's 18 now. I'm not taking any more requests from your goofy ass Ice Spice SpongeBob guy. Jesus. That Ice Spice shit cleaned this room out so fast. All right. We got El Patissimo on the Tron with us. Pat, other than barely avoiding losing all of your limbs in workplace accidents, how's life?
Pretty good. I actually we have this school like homeschooling program.
Yeah.
Where I'm at here at the church, and it's essentially their parents kind of volunteer with each other about what subjects is the best to teach or whatever, and they have an accredited teacher, and so, but because they have grants also, you can use the grant to pay real teachers to teach your kids, and it's like they have a system where what they agree on is like every kid, like every class, like if it's like, let's say it's twice a week, every class is like $15 per class per kid. So the teacher gets quite a bit, and then it's not a huge burden on the parent because they're using a grant anyways. But they asked me to be the art teacher for this year or this upcoming semester. And so I'll be doing like multimedia art. So that'll be everything from sculpting, molding, electro sketching, electroplating, to
I'm taking it.
Sounds good.
teach all these stuff.
Good.
So I'm pretty excited for that.
This is such an odd place. We have Pat on the line, who's like the most wholesome, like nice guy, a literal youth pastor. Meanwhile, the chat is debating if you can be a trad wife on the Gunatron if you're not churning butter. And I brought them a butter churner, and now the chat is jaking it. That's the That's the contrast of this live stream. While you're talking about improving your life and earning an honest living, and you're a youth pastor. Yeah. That sums up this whole thing, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's just like the world in a nutshell, right? This is just the compression of what 100 people in one chat.
It's true. It's true. We're all over the place, and that's what we like. Pat, it's nice hearing from you again. I hope the missus is doing well as well. And as I often say when he calls in, he's really doing the Lord's work. He's working with at-risk youth in his area, and he's just being a good dude, being a good father figure for them if they need it, older brother, unc, whatever they need, giving them an example of what a healthy male role model should look like. Yes?
Yeah, and then for any of these, any of you guys out there, or if you're just tuning in, this place is awesome and worth venting in. Even if it is for our entertainment, you get something out of it too.
Well, thank you. Yeah, place to vent. I like that at the very least. Okay, thanks, Pat. You call back anytime. Thanks for giving me nightmares, and stay safe at work. Yeah, take care, buddy.
Adios. Have a good one.
You too. Hot glue in the eye, losing fingers at work, the Chinese finger trap, and more. I just busted my old socks, says Jacob. Butter churners, Maddie Moki, Maddie MADDI _MOCHI on the Gunatron. Churning butter. We're losing viewers. Switch to emergency furries. Now, I've told you in the chat, it is Furry February, but there's a lack of good furry content out there because I can't post furry content if I don't know how old the furry is. And the problem with that is some of these kids are out here wearing full fursuits, and you throw them up, and then you find out it's like a 14-year-old or something. You can't tell. We're not about that. We're not abstaining anymore in here. Haha says, hey, I worked with homeless drug addicts in Frankfurt, and I'm currently working with disabled people. The youth pastor ain't got shit on me, big guy. Let's go. It's a competition. Where is it? Remington says, how the fuck are they even affording them? I know. He's right. Those fursuits are expensive, man. It's true. I don't know. I guess they just ask their rich parents, or maybe they save up. Maybe they work like summer after summer after summer to get a fursuit. This is why we need furries to call in. WAP says they should defund school teachers. Don't teach nothing. I don't think defunding would help, but I get your point. Tyreek says the line doesn't concern himself with things like the age of consent. He does. 111 likes is a good start. It is a good start. I'm glad we. Oh no, 110. No, people are disliking. Oh, we got cocky. Oh. All right, let me scroll up in the chat and see what I missed. You guys are saying somebody recommended a furry channel for Furry February. I'm trying to bring furries to the chat. Let's see, if we have furries on the Furrytron, we should make a Furrytron. I should make a new sign. Furrytron. Okay, we can do something with that. Hold on. If we bring furries to the Furrytron, the old Gunatron sign, by the way. Furrytron on this side. If we bring furries to the Furrytron, they'll start off angry. Furries are angry. More dislikes. Hey. They'll start off angry, and then we'll tell them we come in peace. Okay, we want to learn more about your lifestyle for the month of February because we are a place for all, including furries. Okay, this is all about that Ice Spice. James still looks the same, but he's 18 now, says Johnny. I'm of age at last. The classic suggestive conservative flirt, says Dr. Zachman. Captain says she's too aggressive. Too aggressive? The way she's churning? Do you have notes on her technique? Okay. Jacob says, I just busted my old sock. Saint, we need callers on like last night. This just sounds like a chill guy. He is a chill guy. It's a mix. I have lost gallons to big boobies. Okay. This guy goons a little bit too hard. Haha says, hey, I worked with homeless drug addicts in Frankfurt. Okay. You're German, I take it? Welcome. WAP says they should defund schools. Okay, caught up with that. Zachman says there's a species of chlamydia that causes pneumonia that comes from pigeons. Tell me more. How can we weaponize this? But not against furries. Raven says, I'll personally set out a mission to find legal adult furries to call in to be interviewed. Gooners, you have your assignment. This is Project Mayhem, all right? Last season, I asked you, and I tasked you with this job to go out and drill grommet holes into bathroom stalls in Dairy Queens. We were attaching, let's say, glory holes into our local Dairy Queen bathrooms because God knows nobody's going there for the food. We did that, and you guys reported back to me we had some success. This year, I need you to go forth for Furry February and find furries and bring them back to this live stream, please. Defunding teachers, that's wild. We'll defund teachers in spring. Right now, we have to focus on one thing at a time, which is furries. Antarctica says, I have some on speed dial, but you got to trust the process. All right, well, what do I need to say to them to bring them on the show? I stick my cock into Arby's sandwiches. Is that like code? Is that what I tell them? Okay. HC says, the guy who invented bikinis laughing in the grave. How can we get people to pay more for less cloth? Interesting. That's food for thought. Putin, you said you weren't coming back. James is showing his true colors, his inner QX, by holding Furry February on Black History Month. Yeah, for me, every month is Black History Month, Putin. I don't put my black people in a box. It's Furry February. Reese says, I got a semen analysis the other day. Needless to say, the nurses were lining up after the results came out. It's got that kind of jizz. Brings all the baddies to the yard. Tidex says, Furrytron has to be a fuzzy sign. You have to go all out with the ears and a tail. No Timu shit this time. Don't insult my signs. Itzy says, I have a bunny costume. I'm not a real furry. Are we going to put you on the Gunatron? Let's see here. What are you working with? Oh, yeah. What is this? You drew a picture of me. Okay, hold on. This is Itzy B and her submission to the Society of Gooners. Here she comes. Welcome, Itzy B, our very own, to the Gunatron. Welcome, welcome.
Oh, yes, Daddy.
Okay. So what do we have here, Itzy? Talk us through this movie that you've posted. What's the story here? Well, what do we got? You're in a mirror. We got the bappers out. Just chilling. Just like at home in the hallway. All right. Okay. You know, it's good. It's good photography. It's good lighting. Most of these I'm just high. You're high. Okay. All right. That's it. That's Itsy B. W Goonfuel says churras. All right. Yeah, shout out to Itsy. We've had more people sharing stuff. Remember, we had Brianna the other night sharing her own YouTube shorts for the Goonatron. This is the evolution of this channel. Eventually, we'll have so many people in here submitting their own content for the Goonatron. I'll no longer have to search for anything. It'll just come to us naturally. We're a family. We're a family, Brian. Patrick says, Batty. Tidic says, who's the old leather handbag on the Tron with the huge stalkers? That's not nice. She's not. It's not. Itsy, don't read that. That's not how we feel about you. The jeans video is from today, though. I just got them, and I'm in love. Okay. She has a jeans video. Okay. Let's see. What do we got here? Jeans video. That's this one. You're just wearing jeans. There she is. All right. There's her jeans. Putin says, reminds me of 2006 mirror selfies. It's retro. We like that for her. VW guy says, I do R-rated stuff to jars of pickles. Okay, future Goonatron content there. Chira says, we are also in love. Okay. I do PG-13 things to jars of mayonnaise. Okay, you hold hands and kiss. Ryan says, in the no lingo, cleaners call glory holes at the end of the night. Gory holes. Oh, right. Aviator says, we can't do this. She has a husband. Yeah, let's get husband. Do you have any videos with your husband? Let's get the hubby on the Goonatron. Let's see. Is he in any of these? What is this? What do you have here? Machine gun? Is that like an AR-15? What do we got? How do you guys live your lives? What is going on? What is this video, Itsy? We're just dating? What do you mean you're just dating? You're married. You live together. What do you mean? And yeah, it's an AR-15. Giving trad wife vibes. One gun and two bazookas. Hello. Where's my rim shot? Dad jokes are flying. He's in one while she's in a car with him. Oh, okay. You broke, James, says Dr. Zachman. She must be from the South. Now we don't need that? I think we do. I love gun mummies. Gun mummy March next month. Itsy, we need lots of gun mummy content from you, okay? All right. Let's see here. Can you churn butter? Good question. Apparently the husband's in this video. Oh, I see his arm. Where's face reveal? Come on. Oh, I see a beard. He has very competent looking arms. That's why he wins the bread and gets the bitches. He's got good arms. That's a weak arm. No, he's got competent arms and a bushy beard. He's a Chad, I'm telling you, this guy. He's bald. He might be bald. Bald's beyond your control, unless you've been pinning Trend too hard. King Doopy says, shout out to the broad looking thirsty on the Tron and to Black History Month. Shout out to those. And to Furry February. Bald pilled. What's wrong with being bald? Just because I'm wearing a wig. Tidic says, I could beat that in an arm wrestling contest. You don't know that. It's mostly about technique. We learned that last night from watching professional arm wrestling. Motoskater says he sells fentanyl. Don't buy her BS stories about successful businesses. Is that true? Is he a fent plug? He looks too clean. HC says, bro looking like the king of Atlantis bald. Jacob says, how do I tell what to eat? Not in a jar. Mayonnaise, it's all white. How big is he, do you reckon, says Reese? I think he's got schmeat, but I don't think that's what keeps them together. I think he just brought peace to her life. And Itzy, like, she dips a toe in chaos once in a while around here. And we tell her, no, go back to hubby. Hubby is your peace, and he's your good place. Benjamin says, do you ever want to break up with your girlfriend? Me? No, I do not. But thank you for your super chat. No. My intention is to die with her.
Is it a girl or guy?
I don't know if it's a girl or a guy asking. It's Benjamin G. I assume that's a dude. Bald men with beards look like they have their head on upside down. Other opinions are available. I got the technique. You come with pocket sand. Putin says, Reese is more interested in Itzy husband. Me too. The Saint says, James, you just gave her all the subs from the Sad Little Sims. What do you mean? We're not Sad Little Sims. We're supporting our friend Itzy B. Itzy_B. That's her channel. Go subscribe. We got together over music taste. Did you meet at a concert? I think I might have asked you this before. Benjamin's going to steal Anya's man. He's trying to drive a wedge between us.
Yeah.
Hey, ever think about breaking up with your girlfriend and sucking me off?
I'm sitting right here and you were like, yeah, I'm thinking about it.
I didn't say that. I said I'm not thinking about it.
I heard you.
We're losing viewers. We're always losing viewers. I mean, come on. There's nothing to look at here. Definitely a Deftones concert. Oh, yeah? I like Deftones. Do you goon, says Jacob? Of course. We're all gooning in here. Itzy isn't only cheating on him with us. This chat is the bottom of her roster. Oh, dear. Benjamin said she heard you, man. I know. We got to be more, on the sly about this stuff. You slip into my DMs later and we'll talk.
I heard you.
What do you mean? Putin says, I'm just reading the chat. We got together over music taste is code for I was rolling hard and he was the first to approach. Okay. Itzy, how true is that on a scale of 1 to 10? She's all beaked out of her mind on Molly. He brushed by her on the way to like pick up a bottle of Heineken from the bar. Ooh. It was love at first brush. VW says use Morse code. No, we'll let Itzy answer. I want to know the story. What's your origin story? Itzy call. Oh, here she comes. Speak of the Itzy. Welcome back to the show. Welcome back to the show. The most kept baddie in America. AR-15 toting gun mommy. High as a motherfucking kite. Make some noise for Itzy B. Put a girl on. We got a girl on. All right, guys, don't blow it. Don't blow it. Don't blow it. Big pressure. We got a girl on, and she sounds high as hell. How high are you? How high?
Not too high.
That's what a high person would say. Now, Itzy, we got the video. This is you on the Goonatron here, playing with your hair in the back in the car. You said you met your husband. We can see his arm and a little bit of his face in the video. Is that a girl in a lobby? It says Rimtic. Now, you said you met your husband and you got together over similar taste in music. What does that mean? Tell us the story, please.
It's actually it kind of sucks. I was dating a strip club DJ. He was a piece of shit. And he just kept cheating on me, and I just finally had enough. So even though I bought his concert tickets, I broke up with him, and then I was not gonna go to the concert by myself. It was the first time I ever bought concert tickets, and I really wanted to go. And it was actually Puya. I don't know if anyone's familiar. He's kind of low key.
Puya?
And Puya, P-O-U-Y-A. He's an underground rapper from Florida.
O-U-Y-A. Puya is a rapper. Okay, I wrote that in the chat. Anyone know who she's talking about? All right, go on. Yeah, local rap. Okay.
But he's not well known, and so I went on the dating apps, and I was trying to find someone who would go with me, and he actually had that he was a Puya fan in his bio, so I hit him up and I was like, do you want to go to this concert with me? And he was like, yeah. And then we basically stayed together ever since then. And that's been almost 3 years now.
Hold on, they're saying I'm lagging. Let me refresh the stream here real quick. All right, give me just a sec. It says we're back, guys. Can you still see me? Puya's cringe, says Puya. Who he is? That is him winning the goddamn lottery, right? Imagine that, guys. You're just fucking around on Tinder and some chick comes up to you. She's like, hey, here's a free concert ticket, a date, and you get to go with someone with same taste in music, assuming he thought you're a baddie on top of that. That's a goddamn hat trick right there. Right? How happy was he? Made that guy's
pretty happy.
Made that guy's life, yeah. Is he still pretty happy? Is he hot, says Churros? Of course he's hot.
I think he's cute.
It's hot. We don't like cute. It's hot. He's a steaming hot Chad. Right? Yeah? Why are you not sounding convinced? Don't do your man like that. Just say he's hot. Jeez.
He's so sexy.
Thank you. Now, is that hard? My goodness. Now Chat says he's getting cucked. He's not getting cucked. She's just being a giggly goofball. Cute. Poor dude, says Tidix. Yeah, men don't like to be called cute. I know women don't mean anything by it probably, but men want to be called like hot or sexy or something too. Just like ladies, right? Like if he described you as cute, right? Yeah, how would you feel about that? She's cute. Right? Sounds like a pity fuck. Yes?
No, that's a compliment.
Okay. It's not how men receive it. Maybe we're the autists here. Probably, yes, we are. Benjamin says she met her stripper ex at a strip club and then met his now cuck boyfriend. No, that's not the story. No, that's not a thing. How did you deduce that from what she said? No, she was dating a strip club DJ. Which, by the way, was he selling you drugs?
No.
Then why were you dating a strip club DJ? I thought it was because they have the best drugs.
He was so sexy. Like I was dating this other guy. And
She
I thought
called
we were gonna
him
get married,
sexy.
But then he just like.
She called this asshole sexy and called her husband cute. Did you guys catch that? I'm going to call your husband. This is not good. We got to get our stories straight here. This is some bullshit. I'm mad on his behalf. He was so sexy. See how fast you said it about that guy? What the fuck is going on here? This is terrible wifing. Holy shit, girl. All right. He was Hispanic, says King Doopy. Was he Hispanic?
No, he was white.
He was white. Okay.
That's my type, though. I prefer them to be white.
White guys are. What was sexy about this guy? Strip club DJ.
Well, I was dating one guy. He ended up cheating on me with a stripper, and he was like, never be a stripper, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, fuck this guy. I'm going to go be a stripper. And then I go, and I'm like hanging out, and
No.
he's he's DJing or whatever. And I walk up to him, and he just like, he got so hard from just like looking at me. He just like grabbed his dick and he was just like, I would fuck you right now, basically. And I was just like, oh my God. He had a way with women. Like he just knew what to say.
It's not a way with women. That guy's a rapist. What are we talking about? He had a way with women. He identifies damaged women and knows how to speak to them like a hardcore abuser. Yeah. That's crazy. All right, lock her up in Arkham. I said this to you before, but you are so fortunate you met your actual partner that you're with right now. Oh my God, it could have been so much work. Caller's boyfriend sounds like a chill dude. Yeah, he is. All right.
He's the chillest.
She tells these stories to him. He's more secure than I am. I'd be like, if my chick's talking like this, I'm like, okay, what else do we got on Tinder? He's very secure. He's very chill. Yeah, this is nuts. All right, so that guy was sexy because he walked up to you, grabbed his junk. You became a stripper. You broke up with the previous guy because he didn't want you to be a stripper. He's like,
no, he cheated on me with a stripper. And then was like, don't be a stripper. And I was like, fuck
I'll
you.
show you. Wait. What if he'd said, don't blow the whole university football team? Would you have shown him? What if he'd said, don't jump off a cliff?
I'm not that type of person.
Okay, that's good.
I've never,
don't set your head on fire. I'll show you. All right. Okay. Don't be a stripper. We'll see about that. Did he cheat on you with a stripper from the place you ended up stripping at?
No, she was in Charleston.
Lily's asking, is this a show for sluts? I'm so confused. Is this a show for everyone? For everyone. We accept all humans. He was in Charleston. Okay. All right. Where were we? So you dated. Why did you break up with the strip club DJ? You broke up with the guy before him because he cheated on you with a stripper. And he's like, by the way, don't be a stripper. These girls are a handful. I know that because I've been dating one behind your back for 6 months. You're like, ooh. And then you became a stripper to show him who's boss or what? Did you need money? Why'd you become a stripper?
Well, I didn't intentionally do it. And then, so when we broke up, I went on a date and the date was so bad that when he was driving me home, we were driving past the strip club, and I was like, "Oh my god, the strip club! The only thing that can make this date any better." And I was just being completely sarcastic. And he's like, "Oh really?" And then pulls into the strip club, and I was like, I was just kidding. Like, I don't want to go to the strip club. And he's like, "Well, you can either come in with me or sit in my car and wait for me to get done." And I was like, "Well, damn."
On
So
a
I go in with
date
him.
with you, he said that? What? Where are you finding these men?
I don't know. But then we go inside and he hands me a stack of $400 in once. And he was like, "You could either take this and walk away or you can sit here and spend it with me." And I was like, "Well, I'm probably never going to get this opportunity again. So I'm going to spend it with you." And then this like super hot goth, like baddie, like total goth mommy lady, like huge tits, like huge ass, finally comes out, and I was like, "Yeah, she's the one. I'll give her all this money." And he buys me a dance from her, and he's in the room with us, but she's just like giving me a dance. And like me and her I was so shy, like I didn't know what to do, and I was just like laughing through the whole thing. And like me and her actually hit it off, and we became like friends, and we exchanged Instagrams and stuff. And he got jealous and like called us lesbians and all that. And then she invited me to hang out with her friends, and her best friend was dating the strip club DJ. And as soon as I saw him, I was like, "He's really hot," or whatever. So I go up to his girlfriend and I was like, "Oh my gosh, you guys are such a cute couple. Like, how long have you been together?" And she looks at me and she says, "If you want him, you can have him." And then the girl that I went there with, she was like, "You need to come dance with us." And then the next night I saw him, and then he said what he said to me, and then we got together.
How long did you date him?
Almost 2 years.
Oh, wow. Okay. And you broke up because...
He was trying to sleep with other girls, but like it was kind of sad because like they wouldn't even sleep with him. Like I read the messages and like they were all turning him down.
Did you read the messages by stealing his phone behind his back?
No, I mean he fell asleep playing Pokemon Go, so his like phone didn't lock and it was just like kind of open.
So
So
you're
I
like,
just like looked at it.
did you have a feeling in your gut that he was doing something up to no good behind your back? Is that why you checked?
I mean, he was the strip club DJ, and like obviously, I only went 5 times because like when I was in a relationship, I was like, I can't do this in a relationship, but he didn't care, so he kept going. So I like, I'm not dumb. Like I knew he was still talking to them. Like I saw how it was.
I see. Okay. Tidix saying Itsy body count over under 30. Place your bets. VW says hose are only useful if you plan on tilting ground. Only 5 times this spoon. So you got up on stage and danced 5 times. And then you did. I guess you didn't need the money. You didn't need the job.
Oh, I made enough to buy a car.
In 5 appearances on stage, you got so many tips.
Yeah.
This is called playing life on easy mode. 5. You turned up to work 5 times, and you're not a professional dancer, so you're like kind of dancing sarcastically, and you could buy a car.
Yeah. I think they felt bad for me.
Holy shit, dude. Okay, right? This is actually the biggest takeaway from this whole discussion so far. This is crazy. Okay. How much were they tipping? How much was the car? Can I ask you, like, how much did they give you to buy a car? Was this thousands of dollars? I'm assuming.
$8 grand.
You made $8,000 going on stage, and each time you went on stage, how long did you dance? Like 5 minutes?
Yeah. So you go on stage for 2 songs, and then you do that maybe like you do it once an hour for like 4 hours or so. So you only go on stage like, maybe 4 to 6 times a night. But then between that, you're like talking to people and like building rapport with the customers and stuff.
Okay. All right. Okay. So how long was a total shift? It was like 6 hours, 8 hours?
Kind of however long you want, just depending on like how the customers are. Like if you went in and it was slow, you could leave, but you just had to pay your house, like your cover charge or whatever, which I think was like $100.
$100. So you paid $100 to work there, essentially? Oh, it's like a mama son type situation. Interesting. Okay, so you pay your pimp, essentially. I didn't know it worked that way. Okay, learned something new. What are you guys up to in the chat? James, I need to tell you something, says Jeffrey Epstein. All right. I have to work a month for that, says VW. Yeah, that's good money. 8,000. And is that like taxed, or you just pocketed 8K and
No,
walked
it was
out of there?
cash. It was all cash.
What the fuck? So you'd have to work more than a month to earn that after tax, right? Depending on which state you're in, obviously. But yeah, if you're in Kanakistan, you're gonna have to work like a couple months to take home 8,000 US dollars in cash for sure. Maybe 3 months.
And then
Yeah.
the whole time they're buying you drinks and giving you Coke and all that too.
All right, calling the IRS right now. They're gonna snitch. I was born with the wrong genitals, says Mario. Right. Okay, where do we sign up, says Churs? We don't sign up. That's the thing. We don't sign up. We can simp up or we can opt out, but we don't sign up. This isn't for us. Coke or Coke? You know which Coke she meant. Talk about that nose beer. All right, Itzy. We've learned a little bit more about you. So, all right, this guy fell asleep playing Pokemon. You rifled through his phone. He's trying to bang everyone. You're like, this isn't going anywhere. 2 years with that guy. What a waste of time. Jesus Christ. And then, I need therapy. And Rich is nowhere to be seen, says Putin. Yeah, where's our therapist? And then you went on Tinder. You're like, I'm single again. And who wants to go see this concert? And your current partner answered. And you've been together ever since? Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, you won. You came out on top in the end. You seem like someone who just kind of coasts through life and coasts, from lucky to lucky to lucky. Is that true? I mean, I know you had some trauma growing up, but all of this could have gone a hell of a lot worse. I really do feel like you lucked out at this point. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I put it all on God though. I think he's really. It just like it doesn't really matter. I feel like if you live the right way, like shit's gonna work out for you.
Okay. All right. I like that. You're a good Christian lady now. All right. So we talked about this last time. I want to check in with you because last time you were thinking about maybe going out and doing a bit of clubbing with the girls and doing a bit of chaos. Where are you at with that right now?
Still, well, I don't really drink now. Like honestly, I've been trying to stop drinking. I've been tracking every time I've been drinking. I've drank twice this year, total of 5 drinks so far, and it's not really my vibe. But I was last time we talked, I was just talking about how when I did go to the bar, that girl was trying to show me her bush in the bathroom, and I just thought it was so funny because it did make me feel like I was missing out on something. But honestly, alcohol is just, I think I'm too old for it at this point.
Okay.
I'd rather just get high.
Okay. I like that for you. Yeah, the booze, lowering the inhibitions. Suddenly you're going to do lesbian stuff or do something crazy. But if you're sober, right? If you're sober and somebody presents you with some cooter, you'll, what? What will be your reaction? What's the difference?
It depends on who it is.
What's your husband's take on that? Are you guys into this polyamory shit, or I thought you're monogamous, right?
I wouldn't do anything. I would have to talk to him about it. It would be a whole. Nobody's coming up to me and just offering me shit besides that one girl. And like, I don't trust. Like, the reason I'm not a lesbian is because I don't trust women to be clean. Like, I just feel like most women are like have some kind of like disease or growth.
More than dudes? Okay, interesting.
Well, it depends on like what kind of dude. Like, I've dated guys who were extremely attractive and who women were like fawning over all the time, and like there's definitely some issues with that. But then there's like more low key guys that are good guys. That like my boyfriend right now, he's only had 4 girlfriends in his life.
Right. It's harder for men to be promiscuous, is what you're saying. So unless the man is like a 10 in looks wise, or extremely rich and decent looking, he's not going to pull the same way that an average woman can have a very, very high body count, and therefore you trust them less in terms of STDs. Is that right? Mm-hmm. That actually makes sense to me now that I think about it. Okay. Unbutton, take the tie off in honor of Itzy, says Tidix. In honor of Itzy. Oh, stripping. He wants me to strip.
That's my favorite part.
How disturbing. How disturbing. I did the top button for Tidix. Thank you, Tidix, for the super chat. Buck99. That's why this current man has weak arms and a bald head. He doesn't have weak arms. Logic here is wild, says Mario. Doesn't logic for him. Bush reveal, James. I have no bush. I grew him. HT says, no girl searching for me till that job comes. And on that note, Itzy, thanks for being on the Goonatron with us tonight. You've been a good sport.
It's always fun. Thanks.
Any closing thoughts? Any wisdom you'd like to pass on to the chat here tonight?
Not tonight.
All right. All right. You have a good one. Itzy B, ladies and gentlemen.
Bye.
All right. Phone lines are open if anyone wants to call in. Oh, Itzy found us some furries for Furry February. Well, would you look at that? Would you look at that? Itzy coming through. Let me see what she's got here. Hey, guys. Welcome to the show. If you're new here. Okay, let me have a look. Nightshade Neko. All right. This appears to be a grown-ass adult. Okay. My name is Laser Kitty. I'm a live streamer. Oh, nice. I love to sing and dance for my fans. Okay. She even has a P.O. box, so that's an adult. This is good. And this was submitted by Itzy B for Furry February. Okay, let's give her some love. So the channel is called Nightshade Neko. I like the name. I'll throw it up here. Nightshade Neko on Tron. There you go, doing a little furry dance. And we'll see if we can bring some furry enjoyers to the yard, and we will chat with them. I would love for them to call in. If you're just joining us here, you probably can't sleep. You're on the shitter. If you're in the U.S., it's very late at night by now. You can hang out. Let my dulcet droning voice drone you off to lullaby land. And until you do, if you'd like to, you can even call in and be part of the show yourself. Just add James Midlife Crisis on Discord. Give me a voice call, and we will chat. Vista's dropping some recommendations on me as well. You guys are the real heroes in here. The real heroes indeed. Here we have some Miku But Goth. Miku But Goth is another video that's been submitted. Okay, looking pretty good. We'll bring that up in a second as well. Thank you very much to Vistas, if you can still hear my voice. Jeffrey Epstein has something to talk to us about. He says, my buddy thought the stripper really liked him while we were in Europe. She called him back to Spain while we were in Germany. She ghosted him when he arrived back in Spain after ditching us. He thought the stripper really liked him. E-bagger alert, says Mario. Me? I'm e-bagging? Give me all your money. I'm begging you. Send it all. Be my pay piggy. That's my e-bagging. That's what I do. That's what this channel is all about. All right. Closing thoughts. Closing thoughts. Spelt like thoughts, though. Those kind of thoughts. All right. Good times. Mario, thanks for hanging out. Mike says he thought shit was sweet. Plot twist, the stripper was 17. Whoa. Is that true? I didn't see that in the original story. You're just adding details now, not the kinds we like to see. Moto Skater says, nah, that's crazy. Nightshade Neko is basically my neighbor. What? Do you know her? You know her? You like shop at the same Whole Foods or something? Seen her in the Arby's lineup? Not you, all the Grunentron girl sounds like an e-bagger. Oh. Why do you think so? Because she's a live streamer? Yeah. I mean, I'm live streaming too. I mean, I don't know. The live streamers I watch don't beg for money. I can't recall Emiru, for example, ever begging for money, like female live streamers. I know there's the reputation out there amongst particularly female live streamers, but yeah, the ones I watch don't. Just play games and hang out. What? Why are you sending... Hey! Why are you sending money?
You're begging.
I'm not actually begging.
I felt too bad.
What account did you send that from?
What do you mean?
Which account have you linked to YouTube? Is that from American Money?
Yes.
Oh, that's from that account that you're trying to clean out anyway. Yeah, send me more.
Okay. Send me more.
But YouTube takes a cut.
Yeah. So.
That's my girlfriend from the sofa sending me money. Thank you for the super chat. That's hilarious. Tidix says, Itzy's husband thought, I know she's a stripper, but this time it's going to be different and she loves me. Hey, she does love him. I'm still mad at Itzy. It's like, is your husband hot? He's cute. And then right away she's like, oh yeah, that strip club DJ was sexy. Oh my God, that hurt my soul. Itzy's husband, please never ever watch this live stream. That hurt me so. This guy's so secure though. Maybe he just doesn't give a shit. He's too much of a winner. He's too busy making bank to give a shit. All right. Lily says, poor Anya, poor Queen Anya, right? Just in general in life, being with me. Poor Anya. Money laundering? Yeah. Pokey mentions his tidings. Pokimane. Okay, well, Pokimane's a bad example. Yes, you're right. You deserve better, Queen. I have much money. Come to the dark side. I have much money. She thinks she's going to steal my chick. Lily, let me go to your channel. Wait. Oh, okay. It's an anonymous channel. Never mind. I was hoping you'd have something. Putin says, Anya grew up in 90s Russia, so she thinks $2 is big money. If only her tastes were so cheap. Ryan says, that explains it. Poor, sweet, sweet, gullible Anya. That's right. Don't teach her about the world.
What is gullible?
What is gullible? It means you're smart.
No, it's not.
It does. Don't look it up. Raven says, the lap dance is always better when the stripper's crying Bloodhound Gang. That's right. We're quoting that earlier. Caught me, says Lily. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Anyone else in the call-in queue? We got the furries on for Furry February, and it's not working. So, desperate times call for desperate measures. Here is Pink Chew, here to save the live stream. She's coming to save the live stream. Okay, give me a sec. Where did I put you, Pink Chew? Where are you? Okay, there's Itzy, Butter Churners, Goth Baddies. Okay, here. Here she comes. Ready? Now, this channel is called, wait a minute, Pink, how do I spell it? Pink CHYU. Pink CHYU. There she is. I know some of you are Miku enjoyers. At Pink CHYU, and that's shout out to Vistas for sending this in. I'm not easy like your caller, says Lily. Then you're going to have a hard time. Cheers says, James wrote gullible on the ceiling, Anya. I wrote it behind you on the wall. No, the other wall. Wallet says, get this shit off the good. That's just goth Ice Spice, though. It's not everything is Ice Spice. What's wrong with you? All right, let's get this show back on track here. What's going on in the news? We talked about this earlier in the week, but it's becoming more and more official that the showrunner of The Last of Us is, in fact, going to create a TV series for Baldur's Gate. It's going to pick up at the end of Baldur's Gate 3. But here's the question. Which ending? Because there's a million different endings depending on your player's choice, right? So in this ending, for example, is Shadowheart alive or dead? Are you friends with Lae'zel? Who is the player character? Well, what do you mean? What's the status of the world? Did the good guys win? Did the bad guys win? So it's already stupid, right? And this is something that Larian Studios has talked about. One of the reasons they didn't want to do a DLC. First of all, they just want to go off and work on something else, and they are. They're making their own Divinity project now, since they made Divinity 1 and 2, which are great RPGs in their own right. But Larian has said, how can we do a DLC? Like, when's it going to take place? Because it can't be after the events of Baldur's Gate 3. Damn, I almost made it through a stream without James mentioning Baldur's Gate 3. Almost, but not quite. The show will happen according to your save powered by AI, right? That would be the only way for it to make sense. So they didn't want to do a DLC, yeah, because it depends so much on players' choice. They can't predict the ending. It would have to be a prequel or something that happens during the events of your playthrough in Baldur's Gate 3, and they're just saying, we're going to wash our hands of this. Okay, fair enough. Although I do wish they put out more content because it was a great game. But Larian Studio is the one who created the characters that we know from Baldur's Gate 3, right? They created the Lae'zels and the Shadowhearts and the Gale and, you know, all these, Will and all the famous characters that inhabit the world. Larian made those, not Wizards of the Coast, who own the Dungeons & Dragons property, the IP holders. So Larian were, in a sense, commissioned to run with D&D, run with Forgotten Realms, run with the world of Faerun, and do their own thing, and they did. So you would think that they would be consulted on a goddamn TV series, or at least asked what they thought about it, or at least told in advance about it, but they were not. And you can see the Larian people obviously didn't take that very well. You know, they're not being petty or anything, but you can see from their comments on social media, it's like, oh, you're doing this? Like, you weren't going to ask us? I'd be pretty pissed off. If I wrote all these characters and then some complete stranger who worked on the Last of Us TV show, it's announced that he's going to take all of my characters that I put my heart and soul into for like a 10-year development cycle. He's going to do whatever the fuck he wants with them and put it on TV. That's crazy to me. That's crazy disrespectful between writers and artists, actually, if that's really how it went down. Mario says, why ask the writers of one of the best games of the last decade for anything, right? Isn't that nuts? So we were talking about this the other day, and I was asking you guys if you'd bother watching it. Most of you guys said no, because it was the Last of Us guy. But I think regardless of what you think about the handling of the Last of Us series, ego, right? Yeah, this is just so badly handled. Just anyway, it's so disrespectful to the people who created these characters and created the story. Anyways, nobody's illegal on stolen land. Why do you keep writing that? You're like Greta Thunberg now. The show will happen according to your safe. Yeah, Lily says at Putin. Did I mention how bipolar you are? Is he? Lily seems tactical. She'll probably shave bald before fighting Itzy, so her hair doesn't get pulled. What are you guys talking about? Are we setting up a cat fight? 3 dots, chat filter, all messages, see more for those that don't know. True. Yeah, you gotta turn on alt to live chat. By default, you might have top chat turned on. That's an annoying thing on YouTube. I don't like that. But Mena knows, yeah. Itzy says, at Lily, don't be so lame. Don't be lame. Mario says, no one is illegal on stolen Goonatron. That's right. Wait, what? No, the Goonatron's not stolen. Just all the content. Ryan says, Vlad, any love is good, lovin' even if it leaves scars. Any love is good lovin'. That has not been my experience. All right, let's wrap up the poll question. Is Dispatch Twilight for gamers? Very close poll. 56% of you guys said yes, 44 no. I like Dispatch. I don't need to play it though, because you don't really play it, do you? It's a series of choices that you make. It's like an interactive movie. So yeah, I did what any cheap gooner would do and go on YouTube and just kind of watch other people play it. And I'm like, oh, okay, story's cool, animation's great, voice acting's great. If it's on sale in the future, I'd throw some money at it to support the project. And that's about it. Itzy's the embodiment of YOLO. She is. Bolt says, hot Cheetos on pancakes. Now that, my friend, is some good food. With maple syrup or without? Tidix says, it's always on top chat till change. Correct. Even live streams don't change it and miss hella comments. I have sometimes forgotten to switch it, but I've been good about it since we kicked off 2026. I always have it on live chat, not top chat. Putin says Itzy. Okay, cut up with that. HC says click the top right screen, hit live messages, select all messages. Itzy says at Putin couldn't be more correct. But not anymore, Itzy, right? We don't like this YOLO shit for you at this stage in your life, right? You want to be a family lady. Mama says Cheetos are disgusting. Whoa. Now slow down. Nobody thinks Cheetos are disgusting. Not here. Raven says the land was not stolen, it was conquered. Raven's a native saying that, who sees the world for what it is, essentially. Conquered and pilfered. I like pilfered. Because in Canada, it wasn't taken at gunpoint. A lot of it was just taken in bad business dealings, I suppose. So pilfered would be perhaps more accurate. Putin says, Itzy is winking and nodding in response to that, James. She's like, yeah, I don't YOLO anymore. HC says the natives were already at war with each other. Yes. That's true. Stolen land. Yeah. Okay. Why are we talking about this again? Tidix, stop derailing the chat. Tidix says, oh, so you never actually ignored my comments? It was just on top chat? I know you still cared about this parasocial relationship. No, I was ignoring yours. I meant the other people. All right, we got Pikachu, Miku on the Goonatron. Yes? No? More from her? Keep her in the mix? Add her to the playlist? What do we think about this person? We're gonna give her some love? We're gonna share, like, and subscribe to her? All right, I'm adding her. Where do I add her? I'm gonna add her to a playlist somewhere in a minute. Thank you for your submissions, Vistas and Itzy, who sent us some people. Tidix says, okay, caught up with that. All right, we're gonna wrap up, guys. The chat's dead. It's very late. You guys need to sleep. We'll get into some more stuff tomorrow. We're going to get more into some game news. I liked our discussions tonight, though. Talking about the state of Counter-Strike, Borderlands. I'm going to do some homework. I'm going to actually look into what's going on with Counter-Strike, as I mentioned. I've been sleeping, says Jammer. Sorry to wake you up. Zachman says, let's put an actual Pikachu in a bikini. Chat is never dead, says Mo. Oh, you guys are coming out from your lurker caves to comment now. Okay. Hold on. Pikachu in a bikini. That sounds pretty good. Bikini. Let's see what comes up. Oh, this is literally a bikini made out of Pikachu. Okay, that's not what we want. We want Pikachu in a bikini. I'm not finding it. No. Wait. Let's see. Okay, Bunny. Okay. Where is she going with this? That's not Pikachu. All right, I give up. Ryan says, James, still waiting for the Marilu Henner from Taxi action scenes. It's very specific. I know who you mean. Nobody here watched Taxi except for me and you. This is for us. Marilu Henner, Taxi. What do you want? This one? Singing Broadway, the cast of Taxi. Nobody knows what this is. Taxi was a sitcom from the, what was it, 70s, early 80s? This is Marilu Henner. All right. It was about taxi people, and Danny DeVito was the dispatcher. And on that note, Menace says, Counter-Strike trade up 5 reds to a knife messed with the market. As for gameplay, it feels different, but it's okay. Talking about the switch to Counter-Strike 2. By the way, Mena, you were a game streamer for a long time. What did you mainly stream? What was your like bread and butter live stream content? I'm just curious. What kind of games were you playing? Were you an FPS guy or something a little different? Tyke says, scroll up, Bozo. I explained illegal on stolen land. I don't want to. Billie Eilish said that at the Grammys. I know. Turns out her $50 million home is on stolen land. Yeah, I know. Yeah. I'm asking why you keep saying it. We know that Billie Eilish said it. All right. Tidix says stolen land, eyelash, bozo, Grammys. That's what we have to search? All right. We want Kingdom of Hearts 2, says Jocelyn. We want Kingdom of Hearts 2! Because she's my idol? Okay, that checks out. All right, guys. Thanks for being here. For another edition of the live stream. We did two little live streams here tonight. Tidix Fox says Tidix. Well played. Guys, thank you very much to our fan funders. Tidix, Miss Lynn, Tidix, Benjamin G, Tidix, and Queen Anya for tossing us some shekels. Also, Something Sky, Benjamin G, Wedding Cake, Aviator, Mena, Prince Shilgarath. Nice. Aviator, Lord Fisher, and Lord Fisher. We'll be back tomorrow night for more discussion. Get out of here. Get out of here. Have a good one, gang. Thanks, Reese. Hey, take care, guys. You have a great night. Catch you tomorrow or the next night. We'll be back all week. Oh, did Mena answer my question? Want to see. He did not. Oh, yes, he did. Oh, no, he didn't. All right. I'll try to get the answer next time. Curious what you're streaming, Mena. What games you're into. All right, guys. Take care. Gay frogs in chats. And, yeah, be good to yourselves. Read my comment, Bozo. Lord Fisher must have finally bought Knife Queen a flight. We haven't seen her in a while. No, I think him and Bin Dad are talking now. We'll see. We'll find out. More next time. Thanks to Itzy for sharing her lore, by the way. Gooner lore. All right, bye, guys. See you soon.